And a federal judge has ruled the woman alleged at a party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name. But the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. That the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, the MTV Music Awards in 2000, while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a blackmail attempt." The multi-platinum artist, who was 30 at the time, his attorneys have denied everything about Jane Doe's account and pointed to some alleged inconsistencies in her story.
It's not just that this story is a lie and that it's not true. It's provably, demonstrably false. This never happened.
To allow Jay-Z's lawyers to collect facts necessary to prepare for trial.
Oftentimes, when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit altogether.
Morgan Norwood, thank you. And Tony Busby, the lawyer representing Jay-Z and Diddy's accuser, says in a statement to ABC News, quote, "I will say that the coordinated and desperate efforts to attack me as counsel for alleged victims are falling flat. We won't be bullied or intimidated." And we did reach out to Jay-Z and his team, but did not.
Jay-Z isn't just a master of creating chart-topping music, he's also proving to be a force in the courtroom. His legal showdown with Texas attorney Tony Busby has become a media spectacle, capturing attention and stirring debates in both the entertainment and legal communities. The conflict reached new heights when Jay-Z struck back with a lawsuit, turning the tables on Busby after weeks of heated accusations and media frenzy.
That's what I find so interesting. They're all saying that you guys are exploiting a mentally ill woman, but then they sit there and bash and harass channel after channel after channel. They're all working in tandem. Someone actually came through my chat earlier today and said, "Jag, what do you think about Make It Make Sense?" He doesn't make sense.
Whoa.
Because if he was a credible anything, there's no way he could be consorting with someone named Andre Turner Jr. to try to make it sound like I said that Sean Carter did something to me that he didn't. And he took credit for it with media takeout.
Yeah, the weaponization of information and narrative, okay, in this day and age is the silver bullet that these individuals tend to go to. And when you talk about, you know, people bringing in the scenario of you being manipulated or used by a channel, okay, that's called taking out three birds with one stone. That is trying to get more bang for their buck. If you see,
they hit me. They hit you, and they stop the real information from coming through.
Yeah,
they're not even, Jack. They're not even worth giving your attention to. You're such a powerful voice with so many followers, and your biggest follower. I'm going to put him on the screen.
Yeah.
Can you identify what that photo is?
can you identify?
That's his son. That's
Ziggy.
Ziggy, y'all.
I love it. I'm telling you, 4 more years and we're gonna be a band.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a tambourine. He's gonna get a banjo, and we gonna do it. Purple Rain. I can't wait. I'm gonna teach him all the lyrics and everything.
That's Sean's son watching.
This is the energy. This is the energy we need. Ron started out on quite a heavy question though,
Well, I think it might have something to do with the live that I did just before I sat with you.
I'll be honest, Jag, I was live with Beverly Rhodes and some of the most incredible individuals that I have ever met in my life.
The drama started with shocking accusations that stunned the public. A woman, identified as Jane Doe, represented by attorney Tony Busby, accused both Jay-Z and Diddy of a horrific crime dating back to when she was only 13 years old. The allegations sent a tremor through the entertainment world, but Jay-Z wasn't going to remain passive. He quickly issued a firm denial, standing his ground and making it clear that he wouldn't be bullied into submission.
And I don't even try to hide it, right? Because the truth, well, the way you speak about your truth, And the way these individuals and these ladies and these gentlemen speak about theirs, it's an energy, it's a frequency that resonates. And there's a reason for all that. And Friday, Jaguar is coming back for her Off-World DNA with Azria. For those of you who maybe missed it, we just done Big Homies on Monday night.
Yeah, that was intense.
It was mad. Watching Big Homie, like, because I went through exactly what Big Homie went through. Those moments where he's sitting normal and then a sentence is finished and he's just like...
And the only reason that I say that is because I live in that realm daily. I come here and I visit Earth. I guess that's part of the reason why I'm able to deal with all of the things that I deal with in real time. I'm always seeing things from another side.
I need to make a statement.
What's your bird's eye view of the NBC interview with this Jane Doe?
Yeah. It was a hit piece. NBC is probably one of the most compromised networks in American media. You know, when I think about Law and Order SVU, season 12, episode 9, of what happened to Natanya Rubin turned into entertainment to take the life and the real potency out of what actually happened to her and to turn it into nothing more than entertainment. When I think about that episode.
In a bold response, Jay-Z didn't merely deny the accusations, he went on the attack. He accused Tony Busby of defamation and extortion, labeling the lawyer's actions as a deliberate effort to destroy his career, reputation, and family life. The language in his legal filing was sharp and unflinching. According to Jay-Z's team, Busby had essentially put a metaphorical gun to Mr. Carter's head, forcing him to choose between paying up or facing public disgrace and ruin.
His attorney filing a letter to the judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's story.
You should always advocate for yourself.
It comes after our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Sean Diddy Combs and Sean G. when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough. I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. It's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, "This incident didn't happen. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory." A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out.
Jay-Z had no intention of settling. He made it crystal clear, firmly stating, "No, I will not give you a single penny." For him, this wasn't a matter of money, it was about standing by his principles. He refused to let false accusations tarnish his name without putting up a fight.
Legendary rapper Jay-Z is denying an
an anonymous accuser identified only as Jane Doe made the accusation in a civil lawsuit on Sunday. It happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party back in 2000. In a statement to NBC News, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, called the accusation idiotic, adding, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever should commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away." Would you not agree? Attorneys representing Combs also dismissed the lawsuit, calling it a shameless publicity stunt. Combs is currently behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after federal prosecutors.
Some of this for us. Danny, good to have you with us. These are serious allegations. Tell us a little more about what accusations the accuser's making here that happened back in 2000 and just typically how a case like this then would play out in a civil court proceeding.
According to the amended complaint, and when I file amended complaints, it's because new information has come up. Maybe there are new defendants and new claims, and that's sort of what's happening here, but I'll explain the difference. This amended complaint alleges that this 13-year-old plaintiff, when she was 13, wanted to go to the VMA Awards, couldn't get in. A limo driver says, "Come on in, and I'm paraphrasing, "you look like you're Diddy's type," or something like that.
The drama didn't stop there. Jay-Z's lawsuit claimed that Busby went public with his client's story before even confirming its validity. Jay-Z argued that this was a calculated move to force him into a settlement. The rapper accused Busby of deliberately defaming him to gain an upper hand, but this tactic backfired badly, only strengthening Jay-Z's resolve to push back even harder.
Originally, she had alleged, obviously, Diddy or Combs. Now, there isn't really a new defendant in Jay-Z. What the complaint alleges is that somebody that they had originally referred to as, say, Celebrity A, now they're naming as Jay-Z. And so they allege that Jay-Z and Combs were involved in the assault, then 13-year-old plaintiff. So Jay-Z was technically already in the complaint. He just wasn't identified.
Walk us through that point that was in Jay-Z's statement there about changing.
So Jay-Z essentially is saying, hey, if you're going to bring this case, this sounds like a criminal complaint. I dare you basically to go file a criminal complaint. And what's interesting, too, is that according to the complaint, the plaintiffs explained the reason that they decided to name Jay-Z was allegedly Jay-Z had pushed back on the filing of this complaint. So it's almost like a kind of, hey, if you're going to push us, we're going to name you in this complaint instead of just saying that you're party originally, if he was just Celebrity A. And now the only difference is because Jay-Z pushed back. It raises a question as to what exactly Jay-Z did as a party, but that will all be worked out in discovery.
And talk about what does happen.
Parties get together, they figure out a discovery plan, and then months out, the parties start exchanging discovery, paperwork, documents, and then months beyond that, they start having depositions. But in the civil complaint context, the opening salvo is the filing of the pleading, and then after that, it's mostly quiet until we get to depositions, which are usually not in the public. And then years from now, in federal court, maybe a year and a half.
Picture this. Busby launched a full-scale media blitz, appearing on every platform that would give him a stage. He claimed to have a long list of names from the entertainment industry implicated in serious misconduct. Among those names, he eagerly included Jay-Z, even going as far as to suggest these individuals should face prosecution and be thrown under the jail. These inflammatory statements cast Jay-Z in a criminal light, further tarnishing his reputation.
Be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who is
because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism, live your life in a shatterproof jovial ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out. I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
Talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo, because, you know, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk.
Jay-Z's lawsuit characterized these actions as a calculated smear campaign, accusing Busby of weaponizing the media to sway public opinion. For a man who has built an empire through his artistry and business savvy, these attacks went beyond personal insults. They were an outright threat to everything he had spent years working to achieve.
What I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claim. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yes, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars.
Of course, Busby wasn't going to take these accusations quietly. He dismissed Jay-Z's lawsuit as frivolous, predicting it would be thrown out. According to him, it was simply another attempt to bully and intimidate him, a tactic he insisted wouldn't succeed. Busby portrayed himself as the victim, claiming he had never badmouthed Jay-Z. However, his numerous media appearances and bold statements tell a very different story.
The suit claims the alleged assault happened after the Video Music Awards in 2000, the year Jay-Z was nominated for Big Pimpin', saying these are false, unfounded allegations. The lawsuit was originally filed in October against Combs, Jay-Z's longtime friend, and an unnamed Celebrity A. But now it has been refiled, naming Celebrity A as Jay-Z, as an unnamed female celebrity watched. Now Jay-Z accusing the woman's attorney of trying to blackmail him in a demand letter, suggesting the attorney had tried to seek a settlement first. Sean Combs remains behind bars awaiting trial on various federal charges, including sex trafficking, which he has pleaded not guilty.
And Chloe, we don't know the identity of the accuser, which was the crux of a filing today.
That's exactly right, Lester. The accuser is currently listed as Jane Doe in the lawsuit, but just hours ago, Jay-Z's attorney filed a motion demanding that her identity be revealed or have this case completely dismissed. Now, ultimately, this will be the judge's decision, but it's also possible that the accuser, who is now an adult, could come forward and reveal her identity.
This isn't the first time Busby has been involved in a high-profile legal battle, but facing off against Jay-Z is a whole new level. Jay-Z isn't just another celebrity, he's a cultural icon, a billionaire, and someone who has overcome significant challenges. He knows how to handle tough situations, and this case is no different.
Process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, and a demand letter is a letter being sent by a lawyer saying, hey, I don't have to sue you. We can sit, we can mediate it. If we reach an agreement, it never sees the light of day. Jay-Z saying, I don't care about your demand letter. I look at it as blackmail. You want to sue me, sue me. You want to do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. Depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about Jay-Z, it happened allegedly in September of 2000. Was he Celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making. You can make that argument. You need the facts to sustain it.
For Jay-Z, this is more than just about clearing his name. It's about sending a powerful message. False accusations, particularly ones as grave as these, can have severe repercussions. By suing Busby, Jay-Z is standing up not only for himself, but also for anyone who has been wrongfully targeted by unfounded claims.
Jay-Z and Roc Nation has some nasty tactics. That's why she waves remain anonymous. The facts. And if somebody does know the facts about this case, then let me know. But as facts come out, we're allowed to change our perspective, because when you see the evidence, then you make an adjustment. But right now, we're not seeing any evidence. If anything, we're seeing negative evidence because her stories doesn't add up. And from what I see with her story, it doesn't make sense. And there's a lot of inconsistencies. If what she's saying, if she's standing on, oh, it was 2000. So keeping that same energy, I'm just saying the story doesn't add up, and it doesn't, because even her father is saying this didn't happen. Inconsistencies in memories or timelines when it comes to minors and people with cognitive disability. Well, it seems like they played this well then. If that's the case, beautiful messy ball. And that makes sense. But still, for you to be able to, with these type of inconsistencies, and I think the biggest one being her father saying that he didn't pick her up. I mean, come on now. Remember, the grand jury is still underway. For all we know, Busby and his clients could be working with the prosecution and could have evidence that we don't know about. And all we can base our opinions off of is what we see in this claim and what we heard in the interview. And out of her own mouth, it's just not making sense. Yes, she's so disoriented, she started imagining people that weren't even there. K-Way says Jay-Z and Rock Nation tried to silence anyone who speaks out against him.
The timing of the lawsuit is also notable, filed just days before Christmas. It almost feels like Jay-Z's way of sending his own holiday message. He won't be intimidated, and he won't surrender. It serves as a reminder that even when facing adversity, he remains in command of his own story.
The biggest issue for me is her dad, and they live 5 hours away. Yeah, exactly. And Antoinette Smith says, does the dad have autism too? Everybody's just got autism, I guess. Challenge. Somebody post a stamp of her father saying the words 5 hours in Rochester. Also an unedited version of the interview. The whole thing uninterrupted. No chopped and screwed clips. Pray Z is in trouble, or the judge would have thrown it out. Yeah, we're going to get into what the judge says here in a second. Yeah, and all we have to base our opinions, again, these are just opinions. I'm going back to what Keith Smith said. The backpedaling is going to be real once the information comes out. Keep that same energy. Anybody in here knows for sure because we haven't seen the evidence. All we have to go off of is the story and the inconsistencies. What else are y'all saying? What gas station lets a naked child hang out for 5 hours without calling the cops? That will make no sense. Yeah, well, maybe it's just the inconsistency. She had autism. You know, she can't remember right. Maybe it wasn't a gas station. Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe it was a restaurant. And she didn't call her dad. She called somebody who she sees as a father figure. I don't. Listen, we know how this goes. All right. $10 billion worth of settlements. Did Busby set up the interview with NBC? He had to have. I can't imagine that Busby would let his client go do an interview without his knowledge, but who knows? Who knows what Busby is doing? Didn't she grab her clothes when she left? I'm sure she put them on. Yeah, that's what she said. She was running out of the house, so she put her clothes on, then she walked to a gas station, what she said. It's also important to remember this is a civil suit, which has a much lower bar than criminal. That's true. Civil only needs to be proven beyond a preponderance of evidence.
The entertainment world is closely following the case, with fans showing their support for Jay-Z. Many view this as yet another testament to his resilience and determination. From his tough upbringing in Brooklyn's Marcy Projects to building a billion-dollar empire, this lawsuit is simply another chapter in his remarkable journey.
Party when she was 13 years old, Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name, but the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. Murder's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, the MTV Music Awards in 2000, while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a blackmail attempt." The multi-platinum artist, who was 30 at the time, his attorneys have denied everything about Jane Doe's account and pointed to some alleged inconsistencies in her story.
It's not just that this story is a lie and that it's not true. It's provably, demonstrably false. This never happened.
She may be required to reveal her identity at a later date to allow Jay-Z's lawyers to collect facts necessary to prepare for trial.
Oftentimes, when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit altogether.
Morgan Norwood, thank you. And Tony Busby, the lawyer representing Jay-Z and Diddy's accusers, says in a statement to ABC News, quote, I will say that the coordinated and desperate efforts to attack me as counsel for alleged victims are falling flat. We won't be bullied or intimidated. And we did reach out to Jay-Z and his team, but did not get a response.
In 2000, allegedly along with Sean Diddy Coombs. Our US correspondent Martha Kellner has the latest from Los Angeles.
This civil suit was originally filed back in October against Sean Combs, better known as P. Diddy. It has now been amended to also include allegations against Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter. In this civil suit, a woman says that when she was a 13-year-old girl back in the year 2000, that she attended an after party for the MTV Video Music Awards and raped her while P. Diddy and an unnamed female celebrity watched on. She says she was then raped by P. Diddy as Jay-Z and this female celebrity watched on once again. Jay-Z has dismissed in a lengthy statement these claims as idiotic. He's also attacked the character and legitimacy of the lawyer who has... These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away, would you not agree? My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance